welcome to another episode of the Anime Lounge Short Flights. I am your host, Lance, here again today with doing my solo with Reign of the Seven Spellblades. Today we're going to be covering episode 4. So, if you've been following me up until now, you know that I am also reading the manga along with these episodes. So, I'll start off by saying today's episode will cover chapters 9 through 11. So, not a whole lot of chapters, but a lot of content actually did get pulled from this. Um, so let's start from the beginning of this episode. We go back in time. Whatever. I'm not going to nitpick the manga. But Katie is, is trying to side with the trolls. She's trying to feed them, be friendly, and all that fun stuff. And she's getting made fun of by the rest of her classmates. And Oliver and Guy are getting protective of her. By the way, I'm drinking a Moscow Mule, so short flights. Anyway, so Katie's getting made fun of, and they're finally getting pushed to the point where they don't want Katie to get made fun of anymore. She finally enters the classroom. They make fun of her to her face, and Oliver's like, "Screw this! I'm gonna take care of you physically." And then he casts a spell, and Guy goes and fights, and then they get sent into like a jail for detention. So that was pretty interesting. But that's all just for fun. The main core of this episode was dealing with this coliseum, this arena under the labyrinth, where Mr. Andrews had invited them to come over and fight. We thought that this fight was going to be uh, like a duel, Oliver and Nanao versus Mr. Richards. Turns out Mr. Richards had a whole different plan in mind. I think he knew that he wasn't going to win the fight, so he had to come up with some other kind of deal in order to win. And so he got these dogs, these werewolf kind of things called kobolds. And his whole idea was let's have a competition, see who can kill the most, and that'll, decide the winner and who's better. But our team is, pro civil rights kind of thing. So they didn't want to kill dogs. They didn't want to kill the kobolds. They wanted to, they didn't want to be there. Those kobolds didn't want to be there to begin with. So like it wasn't fair. So they didn't like that. So they were gonna say, screw this, I'm out of here. So they were on their way out. And then we get to find out that there's a Garuda. One of the kobolds digivolved into Garudamon back there. And this giant bird beast comes bursting out. And that thing really starts screwing everybody up. Kills everybody, basically. All the second years and it was just a bunch of first years and second years in this place, but it kills like everybody that's in the arena area for the most part. Goes crazy. Um, the manga and the anime are like super super close in this entire episode. The only thing that really comes different is at the part where, well, in case you don't remember for any reason, Oliver gets cut by this Garuda right across the stomach. He takes a big slash, and in the anime, he needs to go back into a side's place and cast a healing spell on him. But in the manga, not only does he get cut across the stomach, but his actual guts come out. You can see like the intestines like bursting out of his stomach, and it's kind of gross. Like there's a big difference. The anime clearly censored that to a degree, to the point where it's not going to be that gross, but it still ended the same. He still went and healed himself. He talked to Andrews, said that, we need to fight this thing. And Nano just wanted to come and see how you fought, and that's it. So, some stupid pep talk, and that's all Andrews needed to hear, because Nano is taking care of the Garuda by herself. I keep wanting to call Oliver Kirito for some reason. I don't know how you guys feel about him, but Oliver goes back out, fight the Garuda, and just before their plan fails and Oliver is about to take another big slash, Mr. Andrews comes back with a giant wind blast, blasts the Garuda to the side, and then Nano comes and takes off its head. Uh, Pretty interesting. That was an awesome fight. The whole fight scene was basically all of chapter 10 and most of chapter 11. So it took up a lot of the content, which they did a fantastic job with doing. One thing that the anime didn't quite mention was that the Garuda is technically supposed to be both wind and fire power ability kind of user. And they explained how feathers were missing, and that would appear that it was like tamed or whatever. Someone took control of this Garuda and forced it to be here. And because it was injured, all it could really do or really use was wind power. So it was already at a lower level. And, if this thing was at full power, our heroes would not have made this fight because this thing was already pretty injured and whatnot. And that's pretty much the entire episode of the anime, at least. Like I said, the manga goes through chapter 11. At the final bit of chapter 11, we get introduced to a brand new character. So we can look forward to a new character in the next episode, which will be pretty interesting. I'm not going to ruin who this character is, but it should be important. I haven't read any further. I just know that someone gets introduced. So I'm excited. So, thank you everybody for listening to me this far. Let me know what you guys think of this while I'm doing this by myself. Is there something that you think I should be saying? Is there more questions I should be asking you guys as listeners for you to think about more? Do you think I'm doing fine just the way I'm doing this? Or, just leave me some comments if you're watching this on YouTube or if you're watching this on the anime show on Facebook. Leave comments there too. I will read everything and I'll respond to everything because anything will help. Speaking of the anime show, we are brought to you by the anime show. They give us a platform to help us grow, and they are a great source of anime information. So make sure to follow them. They will be in the description. If you are interested in reading the manga as well, it is in the description on the YouTube page. So go ahead and read along with me. And until next time, we'll see you guys next week. Bye.